My name is Genevieve DePriest. I'm Location 3's Marketing and Events Coordinator. We started a video series a few months ago with the title New Normal. We're shifting gears with a new title for this series, Moving Forward in 2021, to better reflect the varied experiences of our industry partners. Today I'm speaking with Ted Asbury, Location 3's VP of Franchise Strategy. We're looking at the restaurant industry today to find out how they are moving forward. Ted, tell us a little bit about yourself and the project that you started.
Ted Asbury, VP of Franchise Strategy for Location 3. I've spent 25 years in the franchise industry, mostly in the restaurant and food service industries, working for brands like Arby's, Honey Baked Ham, and I've most recently worked with Links Franchising, which owns two brands, Gem Pro Commercial Cleaning and Intelligent Office. So I've got a lot of experience in this space, but in addition to that, preparing for this project, I talk to restaurant industry professionals almost daily, and I'm bringing that perspective to the discussion today as well.
Thanks for joining us. So we kind of broke this down into three areas of focus with our restaurant industry contacts. We're going to talk about outside influences, consumer behavior, and brand accommodations. What right now are some outside influences in the restaurant industry that are affecting the industry as a whole?
Yeah, I think the obvious one is the pandemic and the election. Pandemic, we've been dealing with for quite some time now. It's had a significant impact on the restaurant food service industry, and it's going to continue to do so. We're looking at election on 11/3 that I think is going to influence the restaurant industry as well. And I think, folks have to determine which candidate's platform, works best for them. There's specific areas like labor, healthcare, taxes, as well as immigration that are going to have impact on, how restaurants respond and recover to, the current situation. I think in addition to the national, scene, you're going to also have to take a look at what's happening in your local government as well. State and local are going to have a big impact. We're seeing different adjustments needing to be made based on where the restaurant location is. For multi-unit locations, obviously that's a significant challenge because you've got red and blue states that are approaching things quite differently, and you have to get creative in the way that you're handling that for your franchisees. So there's a number of outside influences that I think ultimately get us to how consumers are reacting, and then ultimately where the brands are going to need to spend their time to make adjustments so that they can, in some cases, survive. In other cases, we've seen some brands that are actually thriving in this environment, and so we'll talk about that here shortly.
And as far as consumer behavior, what are some short-term things that we're seeing currently, and what are some projections for long-term behavior?
I think consumer behavior, the most important thing that I'm seeing and that I'm hearing folks talk about is folks just want to know that you're doing the right things. They want to know that you're keeping them safe, whether it's dine-in, whether it's drive-through, whether it's delivery. You have to communicate what you're doing. Signage that says, here's our process, here's how we're sanitizing, here's our cleaning routines, here's how we're keeping you safe through contactless delivery or contact-free payment, processes. That's the most crucial one. In addition to that, I think, with limited dine-in space, again, depends on the state that you're in, or even the city or county that you're in. There's limited space for dining. And so outside patios, dining outside is a big option. takeout and delivery. When you start talking about the difference between, fast food versus fast casual or fine dining, there's significant differences, both short and long term there as well. One of the big things we're seeing, obviously, is staff and delivery folks are having to wear masks. I think that's here to stay. I do think it's for the foreseeable future, that's going to be a demand by consumer, and we think that ties back in again to feeling safe. Right, you're taking the proper procedures, you're taking the proper approaches to make sure that what you're providing me is going to be safe for me to consume. So there's a number of different consumer behaviors around safety that I think are key, and that probably will be here long term, meaning 6+ months.
So Ted, you mentioned masks and increased delivery and pickup services for restaurants. What other accommodations are you noticing brands making?
Other things that we're seeing are, demand for larger portions. I spoke to a chicken concept recently, and because they were positioned well with large portion sizes and family meals, and they have a drive-through, they're actually up year over year, which is fantastic. I do think one thing that is really important as well is that there's a demand for a streamlined menu and a user-friendly ordering process. And so, not that folks weren't doing this already, but online ordering is going to be key, and it's here to stay. You have to have an efficient online ordering process. It's got to be painless, right? It's got to be easy to see what the offering's on, make the choice, and then select whether or not you want to pick it up or you want it delivered. I think those are key. And I do think delivery moving forward is key.
Is there anything else that you're seeing in the restaurant industry that's critically important to mention?
Yes. So I think it's absolutely critical for folks to be nimble and resourceful in this unique time. I think consumer behavior is going to continue to change, and especially post November, 1st of November, and it's going to be critical that concepts and brands are adjusting based on those behavioral changes. I think it's important for the brands to be innovative, get creative. Creative problem solving is an absolute must moving forward. As an example, we've got right down the street here, I'm in Alpharetta, Georgia, which is just north of Atlanta, and we've got a dine-in, Italian concept that does do delivery, but very small business. They've got an outside patio that has about 4 tables on it, and they've gone out and rented tents so that they basically have a unique kind of curbside pickup or drive-through solution. I talked to the owner of Crust Pizza, which is one of my favorite places here in Alpharetta, and the owner said that it was absolutely critical that he did that because it's just opened up the business. He cannot sustain by dining alone with the limited tables and social distancing. So things like that, I think, are going to be important moving forward. I'm seeing, getting back to, that health component, you're taking care of me. I'm seeing hand sanitizing stations, even in drive-thrus. I'm seeing them in restaurants that I'm dining out in right now that are practicing social distancing, but there's hand sanitizing stations in there before, so you can use it before and after you leave. Those type of things, I think, are going to be here for quite some time, and I think they give consumer peace of mind that you're taken care of.
Thanks, Ted. And a thank you to our restaurant industry contacts, especially Honey Baked Ham. At Location 3, we strive to stay informed about our industry partners to provide best-in-class digital strategy and marketing performance. Learn more about what we can do for you at location3.com.